Welcome to my vessel of light. I'm so glad you're here. If you're feeling tired in your soul, if you've given too much and received too little, this space is for you. Just take a deep breath now and let me tell you a story that might feel like yours. This is the story of Rachel, a woman like so many others, invisible yet always present, silent yet deeply awake. The kind of woman who remembers everyone's birthday, who listens without interrupting, who shows up for people even when they forget to ask how she's doing. Rachel had a heart that held others like a shelter, but no one ever stayed. She loved deeply, but was always the one watching others walk away, choosing someone else, something else, somewhere else. There was no goodbye, no dramatic scene, just a quiet absence, a slow fading, like she was only needed when someone else's world was falling apart. But when she fell, there was no one left to hold her. From a very young age, Rachel learned to read the room before she entered it, to adapt, to bend, to soften her voice so others wouldn't feel threatened. She made herself easy to love, or at least she thought she had to, but inside she was screaming. Not in anger, but in silence, the scream of someone who longs to be chosen, not for what she gives, but for who she is, and it hurt in ways no one saw, in ways she didn't even allow herself to speak. Because how do you explain the pain of never being anyone's first thought? How do you mourn what was never offered? There was no breakup, no betrayal, just a pattern of always being almost loved, almost included, almost remembered. Rachel's pain was subtle, and that's what made it dangerous. Because no one validated it, no one told her she was allowed to feel like that it was real, so she buried it under her kindness. She kept giving, smiling, showing up, being the one who makes space for others. Until one day, the weight of it all cracked something inside her, and when it did, it wasn't loud. It was quiet, like a breath she had been holding her entire life. Finally released. She sat in the middle of her living room that night, surrounded by people's stories, but no one asking for hers. That's when she whispered it, not to anyone else, but to herself. I'm tired of being the strong one. And something shifted. That moment wasn't about anger. It was about awakening. It was about finally seeing herself with the same tenderness she always gave to others. She realized that she deserved more than breadcrumbs of affection, more than being remembered when convenient. She deserved to be held, chosen, loved, not for how useful she was, but for how human she was, and she didn't scream it to the world. She didn't burn bridges. She didn't announce her healing. She simply stopped saying yes when it cost her too much. She stopped chasing conversations. She stopped apologizing for needing rest. And slowly the world around her began to shift. Not because people changed, but because she did. If you are Rachel, or if there's a Rachel inside you, I want you to know something. You were never invisible. Your heart has been doing holy work all along. But now it's time to do that work for yourself. It's okay to retreat. It's okay to ask, who would notice if I disappeared? And then realize that you need to notice. You need to choose you. Maybe no one ever picked you first. But today you do. You pick yourself. Your softness, your strength, your tired eyes and gentle presence. You choose to no longer offer your soul to those who only wanted your silence. You are no longer a background character in other people's stories. You are the main thread in your own. And maybe, just maybe, when you start choosing yourself, you'll finally attract the ones who see you clearly, who don't need you to shrink, who want to know how you feel when you walk into a room. But until then, let this be your reminder. You were always enough. Even when no one saw it, even when no one stayed, even when no one chose you, you still showed up. And that is power. If this story feels like yours, I want to speak directly to your heart. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not a mistake. You were just giving your light to those who didn't know how to hold it. But today that changes. Today you remember who you are. And that kind of remembering is sacred. It's your return to yourself, and nothing is more powerful than that. If you are this woman, the one who's been everything for everyone, but never quite enough to be chosen, then today this message is for you. Your love was never wasted, and neither are you. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to need. You are allowed to begin again. Today, this vessel is yours. And maybe, just maybe, this is the moment where you begin to come home. Thank you for being here. If this story touched you, let your voice be part of it. Share your thoughts in the comments. Leave a gentle like. And if you feel safe here, subscribe to my Vessel of Light, because your existence does not need permission.